I want to roast this book. I want to talk smack. I'm going to tell you right now, she's not a girl's girl. Don't love that. She's not listening to T Swift and crying in her car. I'm going to just go ahead and lay that on the line. She's an idiot. Hate that. Ew.
Boo-hoo, so sad.
People like Eddie and me. Oh, for starters, it's Eddie and I.
You illiterate bitch.
And I had to pause this audiobook because I was disgusted.
Okay, no. Simply not. Simply no.
I'm gonna fucking vomit! I'm gonna vomit!
Painfully mediocre. Like, painfully mediocre. Hey, what's up? Hello, it's Katie Colson here. Welcome back to my channel. Speaking of welcome back, hi, hello. It's been quite a while. And you might be wondering, Katie, where have you been? And if you're not on my Patreon, then I'll sum it up with this.
Have you ever had the blues?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm not going to go farther into it because it's my life. It's now or never. I don't want to live forever. Wow. It's like Bon Jovi just like inhabited my body. Like a poltergeist. Oh, speaking of poltergeist, Murder Road by Simone St. James. This is the second thing I need to tell you. This is a hate-filled video, okay? I'm kind of trepidatious to put it on the internet because I felt like for a large majority of it, I was being as nice as possible, but no, I wasn't. I'm mean in this video. If you're Simone St. James, I am so sorry. Like, did I not like your book? Like, yeah, no, I hated it. But you don't deserve this. The book does, but you don't. And if you loved this book, that's great. You're not gonna wanna watch this video. Though it is funny, I'm not gonna lie to you. I laughed quite a few times editing this, which was something I needed right now. And I do want to preface with saying the reason why I get so intense about this and have so many feelings and dislike it so much is because I did the thing I always do, which is I read the book twice. Let's not. Somebody stop me. Like, I read the first 72% and then I went back to the beginning. This video is going to be very chaotic because it's cutting in between. Oh, here's me reading it, trying to be nice. And then it will cut in to me when I'm rereading it, telling you what's going on, because by the way, everything's gonna be spoiled, because I don't think you should read this book. I don't think it's good. And because I was making this video and I was going into spoilers, I was looking really deeply into things where a lot of other people probably would have skimmed past it or not realized certain things that she said. So if that was you, that's totally fine. You were reading books the way I would presume or meant to be read, not analyzed. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, again, very sorry. You have been warned. This is, at this point, over an hour, because this intro is so long, of me being a certified meanie pants. Hi, I don't know if this is gonna be a vlog. I was not planning on vlogging this book, but also, what is going on here?
Unleash the beast.
Don't act like you haven't seen it before, okay? Don't act like you either are not a woman or you have seen a woman or a human with long hair, and listen, my mom gave me this, and I like it. Okay, I just started Murder Road by Simone St. James, and I'm reading it for Gabby's book troupe, book club live show that's gonna be with her and Gavin, who are literally like the two sweetest, most amazing people on the internet. I'm doing that, and I had a good experience with The Broken Girls. I did not read Sundown Motel. I don't know if that's good. I have no idea. But I had a really good experience with The Broken Girls. But I did not have a good experience with the Book of Cold Cases because I thought it was just incredibly boring. Anyway, oh my God. Okay, the reason why I'm popping in and saying I might be vlogging this is because it's these two characters they're on their honeymoon. Sorry if this is shaking around. I was not planning on doing this right now. They're on their honeymoon and they're driving to Michigan. Like literally the first page, she says that they're on their way to Michigan. And I'm like, okay, are we going to get scenic? Are we going to get setting? Like, should I do a reading around the world? We might as well try. So far, the only scenic thing, like I haven't even read all of chapter 1. It's just like the first couple of pages. But so far she says that they're lost and that there's like really nothing around. They're just kind of driving like aimlessly. And she's like, should I pull up the maps? And he's like, no, like I think I know where I am. But that's just kind of desolate. So I don't know if she means that she doesn't recognize where they are because she's never been there, or if there's actually nothing around and maybe there are patches of Michigan that are just, I don't know, an open road. I don't know. I've never been to Michigan. I have no freaking idea, but I am going to let you know. But if they never talk about Michigan again, then I'm not going to use it. But if they do, you'll know because this is a vlog. Okay. No. Simply not. Simply no. I really hope that I said in the summary that this was going to be happening. That I was going to be popping in. Skirt! Record scratch. This book is really bad. Have I finished it? No, I still have not finished it. Hopefully I'm popping in between each of the clips that I filmed yesterday and the day before, where I was being incredibly generous and kind and holding out hope. I was like, well, I mean, you never know, maybe. And being non-spoilery, absolutely not. This is going to be spoiler central. I want to roast this book. I want to talk smack about this book. So that's what we're going to do. I have written down this, because so what I did, I got to 73%. Put it down. I was like, this is not, I don't like it. And then today I went, you know what? Let's go back to the beginning. I don't know why I do that so much. Honestly, it's kind of annoying for me to do that. I don't know why, but I went back to the beginning and I thought, okay, maybe it was just me. Maybe I was reading it like too quickly. Maybe I was not taking the information properly. I don't know why every time I think something like that, I go back and I dislike it even more because I was not wrong. As of right now, I'm 31. I think 31% of the way into my reread. I have not read the last quarter as of yet. So I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on and I'm going to tell you my problems with it. And hopefully I am intermittently putting this in between the 31% mark, or this is going to be a long, rambly moment. But either way, it's going to be fun. Fun for you. I guess fun for me to rant, but not for me to read. I'll tell you that. Cheers. Okay. Oh no, where's my case? Where did I... Oh. Where are you? Where is your home? Oh, I remember. Okay, hello again. Or I guess I didn't say hello. Anyway, this angle is bad and there's nothing I can do about it. We're in my bathroom. What I'll say is that I got to chapter 5 of Murder Road. It's going exactly how I anticipated, which is cliche in terms of like, I didn't read the summary, just so you know. So everything that I'm telling you right now is just like the base summary because it's the first like 4 chapters, so it's no spoilers. But it's this couple. We have April and we have Eddie. Hate that. Hate that. In a book, April and Eddie? Okay, sure. Who just got married like less than 24 hours ago. They're on their honeymoon, but they're going to Michigan and like the middle of nowhere, Michigan, because that's where people go on their honeymoon. What? Even the cop, like a cop in the story is like, why would you come here? And she's like, oh, I saw an ad for like a vacation spot. I don't think you did, because even the cop is like, I've never heard of that place that you're going to, which now that I say that, does it even exist? They are driving on the street in the middle of the night. They see a woman and she looks like kind of bedraggled and they decide to take her in because that is how every horror movie starts. Obviously. And they roll down the window and they're like, oh my God, hey girl, what's up? Like, do you need help? And she doesn't respond. And the husband, Eddie, tells April not to get out of the car. And for some reason, April, because we only get her point of view, obviously, is like, that's so weird for him to tell me not to get out of the car. Why is that the thing you're suspicious about? No, it's not. She could be a decoy, this woman. She could have a gun under her coat. He's telling you not to get out of the car. That seems very obvious to me. But okay. And they see that she's like covered in blood. The main character is like, I recognize something in her. I've been this girl. You've been this girl? She has been stabbed so many times and is bleeding out, okay, when she gets into the back of the car. And the main character's like, I've been in this exact position. No, you have not. And she's like acting like, oh my God, I know that a man hurt you because I've been there. Bitch, no, you have not. Bitch, be for real. Bitch, what are you talking about? No, you have not. And this main character keeps over and over and over and over and over again being like, well, if they only knew about my past, they would know that kind of thing doesn't faze me. Well, because of my past. And being like, well, because of my husband's past. Because of what? What did you do? What was so terrible? I'm literally willing to bet that what her past is probably lame. Like, it's probably like not that big a deal. And I'm telling you right now, the backstory is going to be stupid. It's going to be stupid. It's going to be something that's like, yeah, somebody that went through something like that would go to therapy, you know, have a little chat about it. They would not have an entire like spy personality based on this. Okay. I do not think your villain origin story is going to be up to snuff. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay. Let's have a sip because I'm getting mean. Okay. And then this car, this like truck is speeding, like chasing them. But then they like get away and they go to the hospital and they're like, oh my God, like please save this woman. But then the police are like,
How'd you get that way? What happened?
And they're like, we literally have no idea. And the cops do not believe them. The cops absolutely 100% believe that they did something to her for what I can presume is no reason. I don't know. But more than that is when they go to the hospital, they do not tell the truth. Like they tell nothing of the truth. All they say is like, oh, we saw her on the side of the road. That's it. They don't say anything about what she said. They don't say anything about there was a truck following them, anything. The husband is like, we can't say anything. And the wife in her head is like, yeah, I don't want to say anything either. But outwardly is like, why? And he says, I'm not even joking. Okay. He has PTSD. So he will like hallucinate things happening to him that like somebody wanting to kill him. And he says, well, I'm not sure if I saw somebody. And she's like, I saw the truck. It was clearly there. He's like, but I don't know if I actually saw a teenage girl behind the wheel. And he says that he's embarrassed and he doesn't want her to tell the police because he doesn't want to admit that maybe he didn't see that. I'm sorry. By the way, I don't know if I told you this, but that girl who has the dumbest name I've ever heard, I can't even remember what it is because it's so terrible. That lady died. She died, okay? And the man knows that. Eddie knows that. And he legitimately is like, do not tell the police about the person we saw chasing us because they were chasing after her after stabbing her. Presumably they did, stabbing her like 17 times or whatever. It was a lot of times. And you don't want to tell the police about that because you're embarrassed. Potential embarrassment. You don't even know if you will be embarrassed based on their reaction. You don't want to be potentially embarrassed in front of two strangers that you will hopefully never see again in your life from a small town that nobody's heard of. I'm not buying it. I don't buy it. Also, the fact that the main character just goes with it. She's like, oh yeah, like that would be so embarrassing for him. But it's just like a plot device. It's just like an easy like plot hole of like, oh, let's just make it so that the stakes are high, that they have to lie so that they're more suspicious to the police who already thinks that they had something involved. Yeah. I think that the main character, obviously in our POV, both of the main characters are incredibly unreliable, but it's unreliable in like the stereotypical mystery thriller way where that's really exciting if you aren't looking for it, you know? Like, I don't want it to sound like, oh my God, like if you haven't read a bunch of thrillers, then you'd be excited by this. But that is kind of what I'm saying. It's like, I've read it so many times that now it is not interesting to me anymore. And I will continue listening and hope and pray that I end up liking it more than I am now. Y'all, okay. This is what I mean by painfully mediocre. Like painfully mediocre. And when I said like, oh, it's like all cliche is, of course, there's that nosy neighbor that's an older woman that knows everybody in town, knows everybody's drama, and is a huge gossip, and just so happens to be in an isolated setting with the main female character and is like, let's have a girl on girl gossip session, and I'll tell you everything. And she knows the answer to everything. What in the plot device? What in the plot device? So instead of the characters having any detectiveness, any questions, no, it's just Rose going, oh yeah, well actually this and this and this happened, and if you didn't know, this and this and this happened, and blah 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 blah, and that's this person, and if you didn't know, blah 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 blah. I'm like, Rose, I think you should be a detective. I think you should be the main character of the story, because you seem to be the person with all the goddamn answers and only telling us when we need to know, instead of or only telling us when we as the reader, Simone St. James wants us to know, not when the character actually needs to know. Do you know what I'm saying? Again, plot device. Oh my God. This girl has mentioned in her own head, like, you know, like, everybody has always told me that I'm pretty, never beautiful, but everybody says I'm pretty. Oh, cry me a fucking river. Everybody says I'm pretty. They think I'm attractive, but they never say beautiful. And of course, every character that comes into the story after that says she's beautiful. Okay, cool. And then this older woman is like, says something like, people aren't gonna like you in this town because of how pretty you are, like how hot you are. It maybe if you like took off your makeup, then people could relate to you. And she, of course, goes, I'm not wearing any makeup. This is just what I look like.
Nice.
Shut up. That is disgusting. Why would you have that in there? Why would you have that scene? This is a thriller. This is a thriller written by a woman. Show me the evidence. Okay. And I'm really getting sick of the whole, well, based on my past, I would know, but I don't talk about that. Even in your own head? You don't talk about it in the confines of your memory palace? You're being vague in the confines of your memory palace. That's freaking weird. I do not like that. Anyway, okay, I blow dried my hair. Obviously it's the first day, so it's frizzy. But I think I might do some sprints and do laundry. Hopefully make my bed and do some art. So let's hope that is what happens tonight. Say that I am 36% of the way into it. In my opinion, this book is not good. It's not good. It's aggressively mediocre. Like aggressively mediocre. Like, it's anyway, okay, I wanted to say that I did look up, this is not gonna make any sense and these notes look insane because they are. But Ann Arbor, Lake Michigan, Atticus Line, Hunter Beach, and Five Pines Resort, because those are the places that have been named so far. But let me show you. So Ann Arbor, which I already knew that it sounded familiar, but Ann Arbor definitely is a place, and the greenery looks freaking stunning. Oh wow, that's a city, Jesus. Okay, that, got a little, this is so crazy. Literally every photo is so different. Like, what is that? Like, what do you mean? There's no way all of this is in Ann Arbor. There's no way. You've got like New York vibes, you've got like Ireland vibes, like I don't know what that kind of tent situation is. Look at that. What? How it's like Victorian? What? Okay, how big is Ann Arbor? Because Jesus Christ. Ann Arbor is a city west of Detroit in the Midwestern state of Michigan. It's home to the sprawling University of Michigan, known for its research programs. Okay, Museum of Art displays around the globe and spanning centuries. Science-focused attractions in the city include the Museum of Natural History and the Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum with kid-friendly interactive exhibits. Okay. It has to be like a bajillion miles, because how is all of this stuff in the same city? Anyway, I'm sorry. Okay, so that's it. Lake Michigan obviously is real. Obviously. Like, I don't even know why I looked this up. Lake Michigan is that like weird gap between Wisconsin and Michigan. I, like, gun to my head, would not have been able to tell you what the name of this was, but if you said point to Lake Michigan, I would have been like, oh yeah, it's right here. Anyway, okay, wait, that's Ann Arbor. Okay, so we're around, oh sorry, you probably can't see this. we're like around, I think it said like in between Lake Michigan and Ann Arbor. So like maybe like here. You know what? This is probably the interstate they were talking about. Okay. It's either that or this interstate. Interesting. Okay. We are getting to things. And then so what is it? Five Pines Resort does not exist, but Hunter Beach doesn't exist, but Hunter's Point does, and it is a lake. It's at Red Beach at Hunter's Point. So I'm assuming that she just used Hunter's Point and just renamed it Hunter's Beach. But apparently it is a place. Let's put Hunter's Point and see what that looks like. You know, it's not what I thought it was going to look like. Because obviously they say like, oh, it's a place where kids go and camp. I mean, this one, okay, I would buy that. I would buy that, yeah. But everything else, you know, scenically, not getting it. Oh, yeah, I mean that, you know, I'm gonna cherry pick the photos that I think go. There's only two photos that I think go with the atmosphere we're supposed to be getting. Okay, even that one, I can buy that. That I will buy. Okay, cool. So, thanks for coming to my little geography lesson. Let's get back to reading because this, I don't know if this was pointless or fun. It was fun for me. Hope it was fun for you. Okay, so where we are now is that woman, whatever her name is, I'm going to just call her Rutabaga. I'm going to call her Rutabaga because it starts with an R and it's a long name and it's hickish. So Rutabaga has died and said she was stabbed. And for some reason, the cops and the detectives are absolutely sure that April and Eddie did it. Why? Literally every single thing they're bringing up makes no sense. And when Eddie, he was so real for this. He was so real for this. When he's like, wait a second, let me get this straight. We were at our wedding at Ann Arbor. We went to go like to Lake Michigan or wherever the Five Peaks is, the hotel. We were driving there for our honeymoon. And in the middle of the night in the dark, we knew that a woman was going to be walking on the side of the road. We knew that in the middle of nowhere. We stopped, killed her, and instead of driving away where nobody would have known we did it, we took her to the hospital. That's what you think happened. You'd think, oh, mic dropped. We're done. End of story. No, that is what they think happened. And he's like, okay, we had a reservation at Five Peaks. Like, did you not check that? They're like, yeah, you did. But then they keep going back to, you were driving in the wrong direction. And I think that Simone St. James is either trying to get us to think that Eddie is suspicious, which she's being very heavy-handed at, because he's like, yeah, I thought I was going the right way. And I'm like, why did you refuse to look at the map? That's kind of freaking weird. Like, not on the phone, like physical map. Why would you not look at the map? And why did you pull off on an exit that had no signage? So like, maybe he's an idiot. Or maybe he's doing something dastardly. I don't know. I feel like both are probably true. And the cops take them to where they're like, oh, this is where you saw this girl. And they are going and showing what happened. And for some reason, I can't explain it to you because, again, it can't be explained because it doesn't make sense, is the main girl character and the main guy character separate. Not because the cops make them do that. They just do and go with one cop and the other one goes with the other one. And the girl sees a like friendship bracelet kind of thing that has a name on it. And she doesn't tell the police. She just reads the name. What is the reason for hiding that? You don't know who this woman is. Or this girl, whatever. You don't know who this is. So why are you hiding that from the police? You know why? Because it's a plot device. Because it will be used later. This is a tool we will use later. There's no reason why she wouldn't tell the police. Literally none. She doesn't even give one inside her head. She's just like, I don't know why, but I don't tell him. Okay. Cool. Of course, later we're going to find out that that was a girl that also went missing and died. Duh. What? Okay, yeah, those facts definitely check out. That definitely makes sense. Cool. Got it. Okay, here's another that is so problematic. That is so problematic. What are you talking about? Is that She's thinking like they don't have any actual evidence or anything to think that we were involved in this, but it doesn't matter because they're gonna want to pin it on us anyway. Okay? And she thinks it wasn't fair, but the system isn't fair. People like Eddie and me don't get to call up a fancy lawyer and make a dream team. We had to rely on our wits.
No.
People like us? People like Eddie and me. Oh, for starters, it's Eddie and I.
You illiterate bitch.
But second, people like you? Oh, I'm sorry. You mean young, blonde, pretty, has a job, has a house, married, has money to go on a honeymoon, has a car? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you were so marginalized and discriminated against, and that you actually were the people that we should be defending. What? Why would she write that? Why would she say it like that? People like us, once again, like I so often have done, I am here to eat my words. Because why did I not read the summary? Why did I not read the summary? In the summary on Goodreads, which is only like maximum 6 sentences long, it literally, the first genre is horror, and it says it's paranormal. In the summary, it says it's paranormal. I'm over here goofed and gagged. And apparently I was supposed to know that was going on the whole time. Because the whole time I've been like, oh, it's a mystery thriller. Like, okay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This is so easy. Like, everything's happening so easily. Which, I mean, is still true. I still believe that wholeheartedly. Probably even more so now. But I was like, okay, the book is over, right? Like, there's 3 different times. And I'm 56% of the way in that I'm like, isn't the book over? No, it's because it's not just a mystery. There's some spooky ooky things going on. Creepy crawly skeletons. Ghostly? Interesting. I did not expect the summary, even like if it was hinted at, I did not expect the summary to just straight up tell you it was paranormal. Like, what? So I'm eating my words in terms of I was very wrong when I was describing this book, even though I wasn't. Like, everything I've said that has happened. And I did already tell you I didn't read the summary, but I should have known it was paranormal because then I would have been like trying to take note of different things more intensely, I guess. But I will say that I was totally right about her backstory. Like, that sucks. That sucks. But you're not like you're not like other girls. Like, she's like, oh my God, like, with my history, I see everything clearly. I see through everything because I've trained myself. This is not the FBI. Okay, April? This is not the FBI. You can calm down. Calm down, sit down, take a break. Jesus. So I'm not eating my words on, I'm not enjoying it. I'm not. I'm gonna finish it. But like, even though it's paranormal, I could stop reading it right now and not pick it back up again and never think about it again. And that's really sad when I'm telling you that I don't know what the paranormal thing is that's going on. Like, is it ghosts? Like, demons? Like, poltergeists? Like, what's happening? And I'm telling you that I would be okay with putting this down, never picking it back up again. That's bad. Okay, anyway. I think I'm on my 4th sprint. It's 11:17. I'm definitely going to do probably one more and hopefully get to like 75% of the way through this book today. I'm telling you right now, something that made me so... No, I'm going to read it out to you. There's a part, she's such a pick-me. She is such, and I'm not like other girls pick-me, where they are talking and he's upset because he's thinking about something, like, whatever. And then she's upset. They're both having their main character moment, okay? And he looks over, and of course, because he's not an absolute shitbag, I assume, I don't know, he's like, oh, what's wrong with her? Does she ask him that? No, she never asks any goddamn questions. But she looks over, and she goes, not all wars are fought in Iraq.
This shit, I'm out.
I'm gonna show myself out. I'm gonna show myself into a fucking grave. Are you joking? Are you joking? Are you joking? I need someone who is a soldier. I need somebody in the Army, in the Navy, in anything to react to that. Because I have no military ties. I have none, and that's offensive. That's offensive. Not all wars are fought in Iraq. She's acting like she went to war. She's acting like she's a veteran. A wounded soldier. Girl, be so fucking for real. She's acting like she should get a Purple Heart. She's like, not, like, but then doesn't say why she's upset, doesn't say what's going on.
Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
That made me so mad. Okay, speaking of April being not like other girls and so mysterious and troubled, she's damaged. Okay. She was thinking about a summer, I don't remember which summer, whatever, a summer when she was younger, even though, again, she's 25. Let's make that clear. 25. Says, that summer made me who I am. The pretty girl.
Ron, that was terrible. I'm going to be constructive here. You should kill yourself.
Okay, that's her talking about herself, by the way. Okay. That summer made me who I am. The pretty girl that's an expert at moving through the world unnoticed. Until Eddie noticed me. I told him about that summer on our 4th date. The fuck? You, who apparently are a mastermind of erasing yourself from the world. A mastermind. And everybody agrees with that. Everybody's like, oh my God, there's no trace of you anywhere. Literally, the cop is like, there's no trace of you. I can't even find a birth record. That's impossible. That is impossible. She was born in a hospital. That is impossible. That is not true. And you're telling me that she is so wise and able to do this with no training, no backstory for that. The only backstory is that her mom is a con woman. Okay, but didn't teach her the trade. Literally, her mom went to jail when she was pretty freaking young. And you're telling me this woman is so good at that. She's a connoisseur of thievery, okay? And digital erasure. And she goes on 3 dates with this man. He makes her spaghetti on the 4th date, and she decides to tell him all of her dirtiest secrets that she's never told anyone.
I don't care if you're a whore or not a whore. I never called you one. Let's be very clear.
I don't have faith in you, April. I just don't have faith in you. But then, right after that, immediately keeps saying that he doesn't know anything about her. Like that, oh, well, he doesn't know about so-and-so. Or like, all the stuff she's hiding from him. And if he only knew. If he only knew what? You said you told him every... Oh my God, I'm annoyed. Okay. I don't think you have any skill of protection, of self-protection. None. This author is trying to get me to believe that this woman is a genius and a criminal mastermind. What? Oh, not no, but hell no. Not no, but hell no. She's an idiot. She's an idiot for marrying this guy in the first place when seemingly she knows nothing about him. Like seemingly she knows nothing about this man. The only thing she keeps saying is that she doesn't ask questions. And that is hilarious because the cop at one point when he's saying like, oh, like there's no birth record for you, which is ridiculous. He goes, your husband is an open book. We know all about his family, his past, and his military records. Really? Do you know why he was discharged? Because April doesn't. Do you know what you had his war records? April doesn't know that. And also, the thing that gets me is that not just that April doesn't know, she doesn't ask. She doesn't ask this man any questions. This man who she has been living supposedly as a ghost her entire life, and she keeps acting like it's been so long. You're 25. And also, they got married really fast. Like, really fast? And I'm like, girl, are you not suspicious of anything? Because you say, the author tells me that you're thinking that you're suspicious of everything, that you see everything coming because you've lived such a hard life. You didn't see that date coming, apparently. The writing, listen to this. A headache was pounding almost lovingly behind my eyes. What does that mean? I want you. I'm sat. I'll wait. Please tell me what that means. Tell me what that means. I'm listening. No, I'm waiting. Please explain the sentence structure of that. Tell me what it means. Pounded lovingly? You have nothing to say? Oh yeah, that's because it doesn't make any fucking sense. All right. It's present me. Okay, we are back at this point. I'm going to start reading again, and you're going to see me ranting in different locations. So you're welcome. The detective, who everybody's like, oh my God, he's so bad, he'll get the truth out of you, is like, you know what I think? I think you're not the nice one in this relationship. Okay, rude. For starters, rude. And then the main character, April. At the end of this interrogation, when she's leaving, she looks back at him and thinks, he's right. I'm not the nice one.
Stop it. Get some help.
Based on what? Based on what? Okay, your husband fought in Iraq, apparently. We don't know what he did. Did he fight? Did he do paperwork? We don't fucking know. But at least that is at least a little intriguing for drama. What has April done? She works at a bowling alley. Yikes. Okay, so a rogue cop out of uniform, not on the clock, shows up to their hotel room and is like, oh my God, I just felt like I needed to tell you that this guy, whoever, like Joe Schmo, we don't even know who he is arrested for the murder of this person. Rhonda something, Rutabaga, again. Rhonda something, I don't care. Rutabaga is what we're going to call her. But, oh, he was arrested for it. I just thought you should know. You don't know these people. You don't know that. Literally, never had a conversation with these people. You drove off your shift to tell them information you are not legally able to tell them because you just thought they should know. Simone St. James. We have questions. We have concerns. We're confused. Okay, I'm going to talk to you, I assume, tomorrow. I don't know when the last time I talked to you was. I don't know where I was in the book, and I don't know what day it was, because it's been at least a week since I've talked to you. And apologizing for it is just getting redundant at this point. Like, 2024 is what it is. You know, it is what it is. But I just started listening to the audiobook again, and I swear I wasn't like a minute. I'm not even joking. Like a minute in before I was like, oh my God, rolling my eyes into oblivion. She's like, oh, I would never judge crazy. I know it too well. You work at a bowling alley. You work at a bowling alley. I'm just like, I don't, okay. The not like other girls, but Netflix documentary style of this woman is like over the top. And I know I've probably said that so many times in this video, but I have to deal with it. So you have to deal with it. I was sweeping. My bathroom, and all I've done is sweep this little bitty space. You see this? This. That's it. I already have something to say. I swear to God, the main character is like, her mom stole their money. And I'm like, one, how? And it's like, like she took the money from their dad's life insurance policy, because my assumption is that the mom killed the dad. I'm pretty sure at this point, like, that's been like outright stated, but if not, it's obvious. So she killed the dad and then took the life insurance money and siphoned it into like an offshore account before the police could get a hold of it. And I'm like, why are you trying to make me believe that these women are like criminal masterminds? No, they're not. That doesn't make any sense. And also, okay, if this main character is supposed to be like totally off the map, like the cop literally was like, oh, you don't even have a birth record. How does she have a job? How does she have a social security number to get a job? How does she have a driver's license? Because she has a driver's license. What? What do you mean? How'd she get married? How'd she get married legally if she doesn't exist? That doesn't make any sense. Like, what are you talking about? And I swear to God, okay. So sorry, what I actually came on here to say is that she's talking about how there's $7,000 of the life insurance money, which I'm like, that's it? Okay. That's in this account. And she's like, oh, I knew that, like, I could, if I needed it on a rainy day, I could have it. And then she went and it's all gone. And her mom had like taken all of it. And I'm like, If you knew your mom was like that, why would you let her continue to have access to the account when you could easily take her off because she's in prison? But anyway, she calls her mom and is like, oh my gosh, like, why'd you take it? Blah, blah, blah. But in her head, she's thinking, oh my God, this money was my security blanket of, it was the only thing between me and homelessness. And literally, she's like, if I needed money, it was the one thing between me and going home with a random man for a $50 charge. I want to circle back to, you have a job. I want to circle back to, you work at a bowling alley. I want to absolutely circle back to, you were young, pretty, and blonde and white, okay? I don't think that your options were either offshore bank account of $7,000 that the police doesn't know about and prostitution. I don't think, or sex work. I don't get how those are adding up and how it's like, oh my God, like if I don't have this like random bank account, then I'm gonna like go sleep with men for money. One, why are you acting like that's the worst thing anybody's ever done? But also, that's just, the leap from A to B is so insane. Like, okay, this video is going to be forever long. Let me continue sleeping. Bet you didn't think you were going to see me again at this angle. Said no one ever. I swept the kitchen and I swept part of the little walkway. Okay, so we've made a little bit of progress. We've read like half a chapter. She knew this man, Eddie, for 6 months barely. When they got married. 6 months, and you're telling me this girl is like so good at keeping secrets and like she's washed her whole life away and she's totally different, and then she gets together with a guy randomly on the 4th date, tells him her like whole freaking story except for something. The dad thing. A big fucking what? Like, what do you think he's gonna do? He married you. What do you think he's gonna do? He can't testify against you. Anyway, or he won't. And he has this horrible PTSD from fighting in Iraq. But he takes it as that, like, he's a psycho. And he's like, maybe my parents, because he was adopted, he's like, maybe my parents were actually psychopaths, and that's the reason I am how I am. And I'm like, maybe your parents were psychopaths. And that's what gave you PTSD from the war in Iraq. Remember when we were talking about points A and B again? I don't know where B is. B isn't even on Snap. B might be on a different planet. I'm a little bit confused. But yeah, and then he's like, she's thinking like, oh my God, like, he says that he doesn't remember because he has hallucinations. He's like, I don't remember why I made that turn to come down this road. And the main character starts spiraling and is like, oh my God, I don't remember either. Like, I don't remember how I got here. Like, were they literally in the hotel room that they are now when we've been with her this whole time? We know exactly how she got there. And she's like, wait, maybe I'm misremembering. And it's like, all of a sudden she's an unreliable narrator. I'm like, what do you mean you don't remember how you got to the hotel room? Because I was with you the whole time until you got to the hotel room. So I'm pretty sure you do. Okay, once again, let me actually get back to sleeping. Are you serious? Are you so fucking serious? Is Eddie is this ghost woman's son? Oh, what are the odds? He was adopted, and it happens to be that...
Sure, Jan.
Why is it? That's always what it ends up being. Like, anytime there's a character that's like, well, I don't know who my real parents are. It's going to be somebody in the book. Like, that is so dumb. Hold up. Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. You're telling me. Okay, I forgot something. Eddie was 8 years old when he was put into foster care. 8 years old. He doesn't remember anything about what his mom looks like or the place he grew up, any of the townspeople, because that's a tiny town and nobody's left and them not recognizing him, I guess, but like, he would kind of look like her. Like, one, we have not put together that the missing girl, the whatever, and him look alike. That's her son. And he doesn't remember what she looked like. Oh God. Not specifically, maybe, if he was 8, but like, you would have an inkling. You know, like a tickle of a feeling of, hey, maybe this is my long-lost mother. Also, if he says one more time, you've always known that I'm nuts. I'm crazy. You always knew that. Always? Oh, you mean the 6 months that she's known you? Always? Yeah. I feel like Simone St. James should have made them a lot older than 25, that's for sure, and had them actually be married for a significant period of time. Then I would have been buying this a little bit. But no, I'm buying nothing. Not only are these characters trusting teenage girls to help them in this investigation, but putting them completely in harm's way. Also, at one point, they both just like lean back in the car and are like, well, thank God they've got it under control. And this like 15 and 16-year-old like are the ones in charge. Interesting. Anyway, but what I came here to say is that she's like, Eddie was calm. Iraq calm. If she mentions Iraq or the war one more fucking time, I'm not a soldier. I'm not a Navy. I'm not anything, but I'm offended. Like, I'm offended on behalf of anybody who could possibly be offended by this. Like, this just is so, okay. I'm blowing through the book. Let's get back to it. Now all of a sudden you remember your mom's face? He was like, I thought I didn't remember her, but it's because I didn't want to. Eddie, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? And then also, I'm sorry, riddle me this, Simone St. James. Shannon is Eddie's mom, okay? And Shannon has been taking over people's bodies and killing hitchhikers. Why? No idea. No freaking clue. Why would she do that? I thought she was supposed to be a really great gal. Like, yeah, well, she was down on her luck, but she loved her son and she wanted to get her life together. But in death, she's a serial killer. Make that make sense. And then even that, on top of it, why does she keep trying to kill April, his wife? April's like, but she didn't try to kill you. Like, you're the one that she wants. I'm like, how about like the 25 years of murdering random hitchhikers, though? I feel like there's a lot of things a ghost could do that's not killing teenagers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like there's so many things that they could do. Even like fender benders would be like kind of a fun little pass by as a ghost. There's just so many other things she could have been doing. But no, this Eddie's mom, his good old mom that he now remembers and is like, oh my God, I loved her. She's a serial killer. So that's fun. But yes, it did in fact get worse. The phrase, women like you, has been said in the last 30 seconds 4 times. That might be a record.
What? It was her dad? It was her dad. The guy that we get almost no on-page time. Literally like no on-page time with. Because we just see the cop go talk to him. And then we see him leave the house. And that was it. And then now he's the one that killed his daughter. He killed her? He killed Shannon? But get this. It was an accident. It was an accident. She's like, Dad, I'm broke. I don't have any money. I need help. Come pick me up. He goes to pick her up and she's like, F you. Actually, I changed my mind. I don't want your stinking money. And he's like, get in a freaking car. And when he goes to get her in the car, they tussle and she dies. Whoop-de-freaking-do. To be quite frank, I just don't see how that is a strong enough anger to make a ghost. Not just a ghost that can, not poltergeist, a ghost that can like, you know, inhabit other people and like make them do evil shit. That's a strong ghost. And you're telling me it was created because a girl just like accidentally died on the side of the road? What do you mean? That is so freaking ridiculous. And then Eddie, Jeremy, and April and Holler. The granddad, his dad's name's Holler. They're having like a shoot off, okay? And the cop comes in and is like, drop your gun. And it's like, and that's when Holler shot. And it says, okay, get this. So right before he did that, he's like, if you kill me, I don't even care because I have like a form of cancer and you'll just be like taking care of my medical bills. So they like shoot. Okay, so Holler shoots Jeremy, Eddie, whatever the fuck, and then the cop shoots Holler. Holler dies, and when they do the autobiography, Jesus, when they do the autopsy, they find that he does have a rare brain cancer. But get this, they say that him shooting Eddie was just a side effect of his brain cancer because it made him like react violently, have violent reactions. You held a gun on him for like, on both of them for a long time and had a whole conversation. Like it wasn't a hectic, like in the heat of passion thing. So I think that's bullshit. I think that's bullshit. It doesn't make any sense. And of course now, I only have like 20 minutes left of the audiobook. Of course now we're like on a trip and they're like, let's see if we can feel the ghost. I'm like, we didn't get any like satisfaction with like after the dad died of like the daughter, you know, the mom being like, now you figured it out. No, they just left. We just skipped forward 3 months and that was it. I want to say that she better wrap this up, but to be honest, there's no way that this is going to end in anything but a 1 star. So let's finish this book, shall we? All I did was go into the store and buy one thing. And I had to pause this audiobook because I was disgusted. Okay. Oh, you know, in the 3 months since we've last seen April, oh, she lost her job at the bowling alley. Boo-hoo. So sad. Oh, but don't worry. Don't worry. She got a job as a receptionist at an accounting firm. Okay. And she says, all I have to do is be pretty and answer phones. Both things I'm really good at.
I want to roll my eyes right now, but the doctor said if I keep doing it, my ocular muscles might spasm and eject my eyeballs.
I'm going to fucking vomit. I'm going to vomit. Like, Simone St. James, have you, not only are you a woman, have you met a woman? Because I am offended for the entire species, gender. I'm insulted for the entire gender and anyone who affiliates with it, to be quite frank. Remember whenever I was like, riddle me this, Simone St. James, why is Shannon the ghost mom, lost lady, woman on the highway, whatever? Why does she keep killing teenagers? Why is she killing runaways? Why did she try to kill April, the wife who loves her son? Like, what is this? And literally in this like 3-month epilogue, April thinks like, you know, we never did find out why Shannon tried to kill me. I think it probably still bothers Eddie. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it probably does. But you didn't mention all the other people she killed. Cause that was crazy. Like, her trying to kill you? Oh, that sucks. She actually murdered people. Like, or got people to murder people. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we not gonna talk about that? They're all acting like, oh my God, poor Shannon. Like, oh my God. I'm like, she's a murderer. She's a serial killer. Like, anyway, I swear to God, I'm gonna finish this book.
I finished it. And you're going to sit here and tell me that the guy, the detective Quentin, who was like hard on the freaking case, also a detective in a tiny town, which they were always like, why is a detective here? This is so crazy. Like, why is he so intense? Like, it's like he's from the FBI or something. And then come to find out, he like got a lick, like a freaking tickle in his brain. He was like, something's going on in Atticus Lane. Like, something's happening. So he decided to stake out, and I'm not even joking, like, he's been in their little police department for years, okay? Just laying in wait until Eddie and April were going to come to town so that it would stir up the ghost, because he knows about Shannon. He knows that it's her, and he's like, she won't come out for me. I've tried everything, so I needed y'all to go. How he got them to go there? Oh, no, he didn't get them to go there. I guess, like, Shannon
got them to go there. I don't know. Did she create that pamphlet that was talking about this place in Michigan? Like, I'm just a little bit confused. Like, okay. So that was crazy. And he's like, I've been waiting and I was putting all the blame on y'all to like put the pressure on so that you would lead me to Shannon. And then get this. There's a man that was dying of brain cancer a while back. And right before he died, he had a deathbed confession of killing Tom, this guy that had been one of the people that was dead. And they're like, oh my God, like there was somebody that killed Tom. And he's like, no, he said that he did not remember doing this killing until that second. He had completely forgot doing it. And that he told like the nurse about that he did it, but then also a lot of other memories that he could not possibly have had, like being pregnant or having a son. And you're like, oh, okay. So Shannon took over his body while he was dying and gave this confessional, but then also some random memories of her past. And okay, here's the thing. That is so messed up because not only are you stealing the last moments of this person's life, but you're also terrifying them and they're dying thinking that they're a murderer and they just forgot. Yeah, so Quentin is like, I'm going to be there basically as any single person in that town dies. He's going to be there and he's going to interview them. And I'm like, what about their family? What about their family? Are you going to be able to do that? I don't know. That seems a little crazy. Seems a little crazy. And he's like, Eddie, you can come. Like the next one that I go to, you can come if you want to ask any questions for your mom, but I wouldn't recommend it. And Eddie's like, no, like, I don't want to see her that way. The murderer, that's not my mom. That's not who I want to remember her as. I'm like, but it is your mom. You just only knew her until you were 8 years old. Truly terrible. Truly wildly bad. So bad. I'm so sorry, Simone St. James. Well, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not so sorry because women like you and stuff like that, like you're not a girl's girl. I'm going to tell you right now. She's not a girl's girl. Don't love that. She's not listening to T Swift and crying in her car. I'm going to just go ahead and lay that on the line. But just really bad. Just really bad. Like it's really, really bad. And I am so curious for this live show to see Gavin and Gabby's reactions because I know I'm going to have a bigger reaction than them only because I'm making this video. If I wasn't and going to have to edit it, I probably would forget a lot of these things. But now, because I've documented it, they are seared into my memory. So yeah, I'm going to give it, I think I'm going to give it a 1.5. And the only reason I'm going to give it the half is because of Rosa. And that I had put in there before, but that moment when Rosa's talking about what happened to her husband, I cried again when I was listening to it. That was so sad. Okay, anyway, a half star for that. But everything else, horrifyingly bad. Okay, did that make sense? Did that video make sense? Because I was editing it for like 3 weeks. You can't tell because nothing should ever take that long. But listen, I was doing like little bits at a time because I could not get myself to edit. I just couldn't. I haven't read anything in so long. So I will tell you that while the intent originally for this was to do a reading around the world, which we did have a little segment for that, I am counting it toward reading around the world. So I will be marking off Michigan on my map because this was definitely took place in Michigan. I mean, we already talked about that.
Wow! Beautiful!
But it's 1 star. I'm sorry. I really don't want to make these because I feel like it's so rude. But if you are here for me and have been here for me waiting patiently, I truly appreciate you so freaking much. I know it's kind of a shameless self-plug, but I am like constantly on Patreon, but it just feels like safer over there, like or cozier. It's just like we know things about each other, like we like are more personal, so it's not like the internet, like if that makes sense. Like it's literally like a book club, which I will be starting my book club again very soon because I put it on hold, as with everything in my life. Okay, thank you so much for joining, for watching. If you're here for the premiere, then leave a black heart emoji in the comments down below. If you read this book and you also hated it, leave a red heart emoji. And if you did not read the book, or if you did or whatever, and you just wanted to watch this for me and the commentary on it,
then leave a blue heart emoji. And I realized just now that those are the colors of the cover of the book. Amazing. Okay, I hope that you are all having an amazing day, evening, night, dusk, dawn, whatever it is you're having in whatever part of the world you are currently having it in. And I pray to see you in a video coming very soon. Bye.
The library, darlings. Because reading is what?
Fundamental.
That's right. That's right.
You could try to play it, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next?